Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's an honor for me to present some of my current work. In fact, this is one part of this such kind of applications for my current results. You're trying to look about the sea level variability along the Cameroon coastline. The idea come from what you observe from the open oceans, and as Cameroonian, I've decided to try to look about the contributions of altimetry products to the comprehension of sea level variability along Cameroon coastline. Next. So, I said today with current altimetry products, we can retrieve the full informations related to topography and bathymetry. And here in those maps here, I'm presenting the global view of what we call the Gulf of Guinea, the left image. And in the center, you have here the combination of bathymetry and topographics. And related to the Cameroon coastline, you can find that the Cameroon coastline is made up of a lot of seamounts related to Bioko, Sao Tome and Principe. And we have a flat topography near to the coastal area. You can find, if you look very well along the coastline, you find out that the bathymetry is almost around 200 meters, making it very flat. I have it dips when we are moving forward around 2 to 4 kilometers. We have a deep variation of bathymetry, and this area is known to be the main reservoir of fisheries, comparatively to what people are thinking that that near the coastline you have the most important resources. And on the right, I'm presenting here the most of all currents who are really engaged in the sea level variability, who has to impact the sea surface temperature, impact the salinity and the chlorophyll. And if you look very well near the Cameroon coastline, we have not, even now, we have not really identified which currents could really help us to identify all the process going around this coast. We just have the implication of the Guinea currents and also the Gabonese counter currents, but around the Cameroon coastline, we still have to define what is going on. And if you look at the write down figures, I'm presenting from altimetry the combination of current velocity from 1993 up to 2016. We can find that along the equators and close to the near Ivory Coast and Togo, we have these intensifications of the Guinea current. We have also the intensification of the South Equatorial counter currents. But along the Cameroon coastline, you have some meshes. Those meshes give us some insight about a process which undergoing around the Cameroon coastline. So here on this slide, I'm presenting it in brief. The bathymetry and topographic information that now we can retrieve from the GTopo 2020. So up to today, we have quite good information about topography and bathymetry. But now we are looking forward to have more information about leaders and also bathymetric programs, which Cleaver is in charge on. Next. Therefore, the fact about the sea level rise is common to all coastal countries. We are facing the subsidence with link to the intrusion of waters below the coast. We have also all those coastal areas who are, due to the fact that we are close to the coast, during period like rainy seasons or lunar movement, all those areas are facing such kind of floods. And here you have, and this, all those facts will impact more the society due to water needs and quality water. Next. So here, the motivation of this work is in somehow to explain how upwelling could help to increase the understanding of the sea level variation in Cameroon. And we all know that upwelling is this vertical movements of fresh water coming from the bottom of the sea up to the surface will bring all the nutrients will be useful to zooplanktons. And we know that phytoplanktons are the main maritime goods that local people and government are promoting. All those processes leads to upwelling will be good to understand about the vertical movements of fisheries. And this question is relevant to what the previous panelists have presented. And the second motivation here is to understand, does the Gulf of Guinea current drive coastal sea level, and how the offshore of the Gulf of Guinea current changing position impact the sea level? And the last question is to investigate the trends of the sea level and the relation between this trend and the Gulf of Guinea current position and strength variations. All those questions are mainly related to the contribution of sea level of altimetry products to give the faint insight of what is undergoing there. Since Bienvenue have said that up to now we don't have yet required materials as in-situ materials to retrieve these informations. So first of all, it might be useful now to have a look about what altimetry products can tell us about the process who's undergoing there. Next, please. Yeah. So here I'm presenting a bit the link between the sea level anomaly to the upwelling process. You know, the sea level anomaly is the variation of the color of water due to process related to how do we call it? The sea level anomaly is the process related to how much the water is going up and going down during all the processes related to the salinity and the temperature. So on the right here, I'm presenting the monthly climatology from 1993 up to 2016. And we can find out that during the month of June, July, August, we have like a trend, this blue trend which is related to the upwelling related that all of us know that is we have the peak of its variations during the month of August, and you find out very well that this sea level anomaly match very well with the SST, what that we call the sea surface temperature, will give us the variation of temperature of the water, and we can find out that during the month of June, July, August, both in sea level and on the SST, we have a low temperature on the top surface of the sea, which related directly to the variability of the sea level anomaly. And if you look very well in the north, close to Cameroon Coastline, we found out that during the same period, we have also an increase of the sea level, while the SST is not that much low in this region. So here we have like an asymmetric variability around the Cameroon coastline of the sea level anomaly related to the sea surface temperature. Next. Yeah, and we know that the Atlantic cold tongue is correlated to the West African monsoon, mainly during the months of the May, June, July. If you look at the first figure, and in the left, and we found out that in the Atlantics we have a main mode of variabilities that we have called here the Atlantic tree box, and this Atlantic tree box is associated with a warm SST. So during the month of June, July, August, the easterly wind strength and an area of reticle SST formed in the East Equatorial Atlantics, rated here to equatorial crosstongues. So in the right, you have the relationship between the sea surface temperature and the surface wind during the month of the March, April, and May. We found out that during the month March, April, and May, here we have the beginning of the monsoon, and during the month of June, July, August, we are facing now the rain monsoons related to the main increase of winds and the increase of rainfalls. And these rainfalls contribute a lot also about the desalination of water and the diminution of the sea surface temperature. Next. Now, in the first part of this presentation, I was like first presented the overview of the North Atlantics and the impact of all the large-scale movement related to the winds, to the sea level and the SST along in the Gulf of Guinea. And here now we have a direct focus on the Cameroon coastal zones. So here on the left, I'm presenting here the bathymetric topography, a 3D overview of the bathymetric topography. And we found out here that Kribi, Douala, and Limbe are really situated, as I said in the beginning, are really situated near the coast, and the bathymetry here is quite flat. And when you are moving forward close to Bioko, we found how to have like a shallow structure which is just going down, where you have variation of bathymetric level going from 200 meters to 2,000 meters, so even 2 kilometers. So now, in the center figure here, I'm presenting the geoid. We know that the geoid is related to the reshape of the Earth, and it's important to relate this information to evaluate the current, like Bienvenue and Dr. As Dr. Sylvie Carroll was talking previously. So we found out that we have an important corridors between Bioko and the Mount Cameroon, so between Bioko and Limbe. And from this map, we found out the geoid is quite different from observation that we have in Kribi than the one that we have in Douala and Limbe, making that the geoid is more important around the west part of the basin down than the south part. So this information is quite crucial to try to relate the variabilities of the sea level and also the SST movement, in fact, the variation of SST around the Cameroon coastline. So this figure helps us to have two informations about the northern part and the southern part. Next. So here you are representing the sea level anomaly along the Cameroon coastline. So as Bienvenue was saying, in the beginning it's quite difficult, you know, to have the main information about, in fact, from altimetry products near the coastline, because we know that we have the impact of the topography will have to affect the correction of data. So in figure A, I'm presenting the raw data that we got from the satellite. And now to remove the contribution of the topography, we have built a mask. So the mask is what you have in figure B. The mask is the combinations of bathymetry, topography, and atmospheric correction. So we have removed this information from figure A, and we have in figure C now the real variation of the sea level anomaly from 1992 to 2016 along the Cameroon coastline. We found out here that the sea level anomaly is varying from 3 to 3.5 centimeter. And the more important sea level observation is, in fact, the lowest one is along the bay of of Douala, and the most important is found in the southern part, so from Kribi up to Campo in Equatorial Guinea. And also we have also a high variation of sea level close to the Rio de Rey in the northern part of our area. And here you are trying to relate these sea level variations to the bathymetry variabilities. And we found out that along Kribi and Campo, we have the important variability of the bathymetry is quite related to the variation of the sea level. Next. And here now, from this observation, I've tried now to plot the temporal variation of the sea level anomaly from January 1993 up to December 2016. We found out that we have an increase of the sea level variabilities, and this increase is correlated now with what people are facing now on the coastal area. We have important floats in those parts, and the increase of the sea level variability is quite close to the global observation that we are all of us saying that now the system is like it's warm now. And these warming observations we increase the variability of the sea level, and we face now that Cameroon now is facing the same situations that the global models, the global model and global observations are talking about. And the slope of variations are here about 0.24 centimeter per year. It means that according to this rate, our coastal area is really on pressure and in fact, and could face some important disaster in the near future. Next.
Sorry, Mr. Franck, but the time is you are running out of time, please.
Yeah, thank you. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this one is the last slide. So now here I'm presenting a bit the sea level variability in the submesoscales. And we can find out that the Upwelling phenomena links to the shallow sea level anomaly variability is going from May up to August. And we observe that the warm events start in August with the wind-driven convections. So this study showed the existence of local upwelling phenomenon in the Gulf of Guinea along the coastline area, as reported by ongoing Guinea colonized marine ecosystem project. So thank you. Next. So I'm almost done. So thank you, dear panelists, and I think that this year information could be important to be important to understand the current process of what's going on in the Cameroon coastal area. Thank you.